Welcome to Arts Talk. I'm Bill Roberts. Here we are with our very first panel show, the new format on Arts Talk. Welcome Terri, welcome Cliff, and welcome Heidi.
Heidi.
She wore the shirt with Heidi on tonight so we wouldn't mix up names, because Cliff and I have both done that now. So no longer will that happen.
Will not forget.
We-
I almost put not Terri.
That would've been cool.
I think, Cliff, we should have one now.
I think we really
Cliff,
should.
Bill,
Right.
Terri, then nobody forgets names.
I'll get a blonde wig and we're all good.
Anyway. Welcome, guys.
Welcome.
Thanks.
We're missing one of our co-hosts,
Yes.
Marissa, who's unable to get here tonight. This night that we're shooting the show happens to be a big blast of winter outside, even though we're in April. So Marissa wasn't able to make it out, but she'll be with us next month. So we miss not having her at the table, but she will be here. Anyway, guys, we're here. It's exciting to have this new format on Arts Talk and to have a panel so that we can have discussions throughout the year. We'll be talking about all sorts of different topics upcoming.
Yeah.
Next month I think we're going to be talking about books and reviews.
Nice.
And I think, even how reviews not only pertain to books, but to shows and so on and so forth, that kind of thing. But I'm going to bring up something right now that I was thinking about actually just a few days ago.
Nice.
That might kind of tweak a little conversation. And that is, I run an event out in Short Park. And by the way, thanks to Cafe Haven, we're shooting at Cafe Haven again for this Arts Talk episode.
Is it Common Ground?
I'm sorry, Common Ground.
not sure.
Community Cafe. There's my
I
first
feel like
Common Ground. Yeah, because there is a cafe. But
There is.
Common Ground Community Cafe. That's what I was thinking. So anyway, I did an event out here called Arts Expo. And it's been running for a few years now. It still runs. I'm not involved with it anymore. But we had a motto in that, and it was on all of our posters, is do not buy your art in a cart. So meaning buying art from a big box store, and a lot of people go out and do that. You buy a $25 painting, whatever the case might be, and oh, look, I've got this wonderful art. So I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts on that. I'm totally against it, because I think, not everybody can afford to go out and buy a $500, $600 painting all of the time, of course, but I think we need to support real artists, not a print that you go onto a big box store and find on the shelf and say that I have artwork on my wall.
I have a simple one-word thing. Why? Why? Edmonton is jam-packed. Edmonton area is jam-packed with some amazing artists. I mean, take one trip down Art Walk.
Yeah.
Just one trip, a 5-minute run down White Avenue during Art Walk, and look at what's there. Why? Why would you do an IKEA painting that everybody else hasn't?
I honestly think it is the cost. I think most people, but there's a reason that artwork, real artwork, costs so much, because there's so much, not only the time and the effort and the artistry, but also the cost, like paying for the canvas or whatever.
All of the materials.
And the materials, that's expensive.
And time.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why artists' time seems to be valued at something less. Then, if you go to a union and you get paid $20 an hour to do whatever, and yet artists' time seems to be valued, as a photographer, seems to be valued a lot less. People want things at a cheaper cost.
well, and to me too, the thing that gets me is some of the stores that you go into, like the Urban Barns and that of the world, the price point on some of their art is still huge.
Yes.
$300 to $500 to $1,000, and I'm thinking, why? Why? Exactly what
Why?
you just said. Why would I spend that on something that could be in thousands of people's living rooms when I can go support a local artist probably for less than the cost
And
of some of
chances
the
are
paintings
most
there.
likely, not even 6 degrees of separation, chances are most likely you're going to have a personal contact with that artist. Right?
Absolutely.
If nothing else, in the moment you're going to meet that artist, but you might be your friend, my friend,
Right.
whatever. And why wouldn't you want to support that? And especially, as you say, if you're paying the kind of prices that you
Absolutely.
pay.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other thing that I find so frustrating too with artists is we've talked about their time that they have to put into whatever work that they're doing, whether it be visual or otherwise. Nonprofits and people that come to them and want them to donate a piece. I've been to so many different events that are charities and that type of thing, and they want artists to donate. Donate a painting so that we can auction that off.
Right.
Why should they have to donate
Why?
it? They put all that work into it.
Yeah,
Why
I
do people still ask artists to do things for free?
Yeah, why don't they buy it and auction it off at a higher price to make a profit?
Right.
And that way everybody is happy.
Right.
Including the person that actually gets the art. They're doing a good deed. They're doing a good deed for the community by supporting local art.
Yeah.
What is wrong with this picture?
You know, honestly, like I really relate to this as an actor, and I'm sure you do too, Glenn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it drives me crazy. Like, it's like, you know, especially as a professional actor, you put your time, you put your effort, and you do put your money into it too. Like we train, we get our headshots. You know, maybe it's not as expensive as some things. It is expensive.
No,
but you and then you make pennies.
It's everything. It's almost to me in some regard, and I'm going to come back to this to my baking because that's another prime example to me of people that will write you and ask you to make them a cake for a birthday or for a wedding or for something like that, and they have no concept the cost to me that goes into it for some of the premium ingredients they want, as well as, well, if that's how much you want to pay for it, well then not only am I losing on my cost, I'm getting zero for my time, and it's almost like we've lost the worth of having someone do that stuff versus these big box stores, that's the name, so somehow let's
These artists are trying to make a living.
upcharge.
And
Yes.
you know,
Absolutely.
just to one slight point which amazes me is that when you do that, suppose you decided, right, okay, this person makes sense, I'm gonna do that cake or whatever, I'm gonna do that acting job, I'm gonna do that photography gig, whatever the case may be, it instantly devalues that which you're doing.
Absolutely.
Of course.
And even though it sounds like a good thing, you know, I'm supporting my community, whatever the case may be, but every single time that you give away your efforts and that you give away your talent,
Sure.
I'm not talking about charity, we all want to be charitable. But why does it have to devalue that which we care about? And that's what we put our
And
heart and
that's what
soul
it's
into.
done.
You know?
And that's what it's done. It's devalued what local or handmade actually means,
Exactly.
and somehow the value is in name brand and box stores.
And box stores.
You know, and it's frustrating too because I'm also getting into producing. And the thing with producing too is like I get it from an actor's point of view, and also as a producer, you want to be able to pay people, but you know, like it's to come up with that money, especially when people don't want to pay for things. Oh, it's just a never-ending
It's a
cycle.
never-ending cycle.
And it's tough, you know, especially in the local independent film community.
Yeah.
You know, there's so many people making short films and things like that. And they're always looking to try and find avenues for funding, such as Story Hive,
Such as
for
Story Hive,
example. And it is tough. There's a lot of short films that are shot here where there's no money for anybody.
Oh, yes.
You know, and everybody's putting money in so they can rent their equipment, and so they've got the gear to do it. But even at that point, they're still putting a lot of time into it and their own money into it. So I understand it is tough to be as an actor to go to a film and say, well, you're not going to get paid for this. We'll give you a credit. So it's in some ways that's frustrating for sure. But I think on the film side, when you're growing as a small independent filmmaker, you're kind of stuck in having to do that. Where you can't
Yes.
really pay people right off the
Yes.
bat, but in hopes that you'll be able to grow or get grants
the
or
business.
Story Hive or things like that, where then you can eventually do
I
that,
agree.
right?
And the thing is, in the small film industry, Bill, I've done a couple of small films, I'm sure you have as well, and I know you have. There is a trade-off. There is a trade-off where you're working on your skills and you're perfecting your skills and you're learning from directors and you're learning from producers and your fellow actors and whatnot. And as long as there's that trade-off, right? But for me to phone Terri and say, hey, Terri, you know, I'm going to be doing this. Could you just bake us a cake?
Yeah, and I want
give
this
it to
design.
us?
Like I want it to look really
And,
cool.
and give it to us because we want to
Yeah.
auction it off and make money for
Well,
our
that's it,
charity.
and I'm sure Marissa could add a ton
Yeah,
to this with
I'm
her
sure.
vending shows that people
Well, yeah,
have no.
so that's a whole different
Yeah.
scenario.
And it's something that's going to take you, it's not just an hour or two to make, it's like a week or whatever
At least,
or
yeah.
more, right?
And research time and
and-
figuring
yeah.
out what
Right.
you need, and then when you throw in if someone's got allergies and sensitivities, like it,
There's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work.
and costs
Right.
go up, right?
Right,
So-
exactly.
So when I say that we're talking about money or why would you spend this when you can support local artists, it's not always about hard cash or hard money.
No.
It's about the value that you bring to the table
That's right.
I agree.
and the value that the artists bring to the table.
Yeah.
And if there's some equity there, obviously it's not going to be equity all the time. But I mean, you know, it's the old you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours thing. So maybe I'm giving everything at this time, but maybe the next time around.
And
Right.
that's the thing. It's give and give back. Like
Right.
Yep.
it's so
No, for sure.
right, and that's part of supporting other artists. But I think, you know, in terms of if you have an actual piece of like hard artwork and that just to give that away, or I know like say with baking versus acting, like whereas ours is more abstract, whereas you have an actual physical product to give it's not it's that's when you're giving it to someone who maybe isn't part of the arts community, and you know, come on, pay up, like it, yeah,
So
I mean, we
may-
all want to be charitable, but
yes,
No,
but it has
for
to
sure.
be-
It has to be done reasonably.
And people have to give some respect, I think. I think sometimes it's how people approach asking you to give it away, as if you are almost doing them the favor.
Right.
Because, you know, I don't do much now acting-wise, but even back when I did the film with you or a couple other little films, like, I noticed they always think it's your privilege to give away something for free to them. And I'm thinking, that seems confusing. Like, I don't mind doing this, but, like, could you come with a little respect that you appreciate
here, right?
it?
Photographer here.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, can you do this? Can you just do this? I've been asked to do events, like whole events. And I'm looking at the event and like, they're making major money on this event, but they want me to come and photograph.
They want you to do it for free.
Free of charge.
But it's so lucky for you, because look at the exposure.
Oh, exposure.
Heaven forbid they
big
throw you a
word.
little bit.
That word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So, that being said, we need to, for our viewers, to make
Stop
sure to
rambling and
support
start-
our local artists. Don't buy all your art at a big box store. You know, we have, go out to community, you know, some of the markets, there's some great artists at the markets. Buy some of their work and support them. So that's the big important thing. Support the artist, know that they've got a lot of work to do on everything that they do, all the time they put in, as you said, and it's important. Support that
And
artist.
very quickly, can I just add one
Yeah.
thing? I have an artist friend, and one time she mentioned to me that, you know, if you have a $99 budget, but you can go to IKEA and you know exactly it's $99. On the other hand, if you call me and you say, hey, listen, I have $99, I have $100. Do you have anything within that price range
Sure.
that you can give me, that you can, you know, that you're willing to part with for that price?
Yeah.
You'll be amazed, because sometimes you'll get a beautiful piece of art for exactly the same dollars that you would have paid in
You
box.
got it.
I
And it's
absolutely
sentimental.
100% agree with that.
Oh my
If
God.
someone approaches me with, I don't have the funds to
Wouldn't
afford
you?
a cake, I will say I will do it for cost.
Exactly.
For
I tell
sure.
you, exactly.
All right, well, guess what? We have to move on.
Nice.
We've got a segment coming up that we're going to toss to here, actually. So, Bedouin Beats did a show called The Little Shimmy on the Prairie. So, a couple of our street reporters were there,
Nice.
Jacqueline and Christine.
Nice.
So, let's toss to them and have a look at this dance segment.
Beauties.
Hi, it's Jacqueline Biollo with Arts Talk, and I'm here today with co-owner of Bedouin Beats, Stacie. Thank you so much for taking some time to speak with me. And I'm going to give you a little bit of an opportunity to tell everybody what's happening behind us and what's so exciting about the not only color, but the sound of music and some of the unique dance styles that we might be talking about.
Yes, so behind us we have belly dance, and there are so many different styles of belly dance, so this is just one of many. Today is our student recital, so we have 3 of these shows a year, and it's the culmination of 10 weeks of work that these students have put into learning a choreography and dancing it on stage for their friends and family.
Now, one of the things that I've heard is that people are apprehensive about maybe taking on belly dancing for various reasons. So how, as an owner, do you not only break down those barriers, but encourage people to try the beautiful art?
Well, we assure people that no matter your size, age, walk of life, gender, it's all good in belly dance. So it's a very accepting art form in North America, and all people are encouraged to give it a try. So anyone can walk into a class and try simple movements, and it's really a lot of fun.
Well, to be honest, this is not traditional belly dancing music that we hear behind us, and nor have I really looked. But so tell me a little bit about what we're hearing and the difference, what other styles that people are familiar with, whether it's the coin skirts, is that correct?
Yeah, so traditional belly dance is generally done to Arabic music and with the sparkly costume. And over the years, especially in North America, lots of different forms of belly dance have popped up. And so this was one of them. This is a bit of a fusion, so that means that we're dancing to non-Arabic music. And they have veils, fan veils with them. So that's a big part of it too. Belly dance has several different props, which are really fun. Veils, fan veils, swords even. We have a sword number in the show, so it's really fun.
Fabulous. And from a co-owner perspective, what inspired you to get into the business?
Oh, that's a good question. Well, I kind of fell into belly dance. Actually, this year's my 10th anniversary of belly dance. So I fell into it just because a friend was taking a class, and I went to check it out, and I had so much fun, and I got addicted pretty quickly. And then in 2015, the previous owner of Bedouin Beats retired and passed on to the studio to myself and Michelle, the other co-owner. So, yeah.
Well, congratulations. So it's been a pleasure getting to know a little bit about you and about the different genre of belly dancing. I wish you very much lots of success for this evening.
Hi, this is Christine for Arts Talk.
And Jacqueline with Art Talk.
And
Kelley from Bedouin Beats.
so Kelley is a dancer at Bedouin Beats. Tell us, how did you get involved in belly dancing?
So I got involved in belly dancing because I am really bad at going to the gym, and I needed something to bring me get into activity. And I was recommended belly dance. It was fun, it was different, and it was led, so it was an easier rather than me just trying to figure out my own stuff. So that's why I originally went in. What really hooked me with belly dance was all of the creative sides to it. It released a part of me that I didn't realize I was missing, and it felt like home.
Now, you said something about creative, and obviously behind us we can hear some music, see some dancers that maybe isn't traditional to what we're normally accustomed to in belly dancing. Do you want to talk a little bit about your style or what we might be seeing behind us and why?
Sure. So my style that I typically go to, I like to call kind of contemporary experimental belly dance. It takes traditional belly dance moves that are grounded in Middle Eastern culture and mixes it with any type of other dance form you can think of. So contemporary dance, you can do jazz. This one is a lot more of the contemporary side, so it's their modern fusion. Basically anything under the sun, you can just kind of mix it all together and create something new.
And now, how long have you been belly dancing?
I have been belly dancing for almost 7 years.
And have it all been in Edmonton, or were you kind of doing it in other places as well?
Sure. I originally started in Prince George, BC. I did 4 years there and then moved to Edmonton in 2015 and actually planned my move very closely around when this studio session started because I had a little bit of free time, and my old dance studio actually bought me gift certificates here when I was leaving them. So I kind of planned a lot of my move around belly dance, actually.
Now, you talk a little bit about your passion, and we can absolutely sense that. Do you have a desire to take this further as a career, or maybe you are a student right now? Would you ever want to become an instructor?
I think that is something I'm interested in. I mean, I feel like I have a lot of work to do. The more that I start learning about things through more skilled teachers here as well as elsewhere, is that I have so much work to do. And that's kind of one of those things. It's a lifelong passion that requires constant work. I would love to be able to get paid doing this a little more. I've had a couple of paid shows before, but something that if I could get more of a living out of it, that would be awesome because I love it so much.
That's pretty amazing. Now, one of the things that I understand is that it's a nice, tight-knit sisterhood type group. Can you tell us about that?
Oh, yes. I mean, it really is a family at this point. Everyone is really supportive. I know in a lot of other dance styles or even just other things, there's a lot of competition, cutthroat. Here, it's welcoming and warm, and everyone encourages each other. It's kind of pushing everyone forward together and getting everyone to grow together rather than trying to be like, oh, it's my turn to shine, out of my way kind of thing. So it's so supportive.
Well, thank you so much for taking time to chat with us today. This has been Arts Talk.
Well, I think you'll agree, Christine, that this has been an amazing afternoon, learning a little bit about belly dancing and the different genre of dance. And we're going to throw it back to Bill in the studio.
Awesome segment with Bedouin.
That was great.
If only I could dance like that. I did belly dancing on the show way back before you guys
I
were
feel
on.
like you could.
But no, I can't,
I feel
actually.
like you should try it again.
They offer
Maybe.
classes,
I
Bill.
want to see that.
Yeah,
Bedouin
maybe
Beats
Cliff and I
offers
should go.
instructional
Maybe
classes.
Cliff and I should
Yes.
go.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I would like to do it.
Let's
Actually,
have
I
Cliff
said
and
that.
I
I
go.
would think it would be fun.
So
I'm
Cliff,
not sure it'd be great, but I'd enjoy it.
we've got a guest at the table.
We have got a
we're
guest,
just
and I'm terribly pleased to introduce you to her. She is part of the Arts Talk group as a street reporter, and more importantly, she's a consultant, she's a body positive model, she's an actress. I would like to introduce you to Jacqueline Biollo.
Oh, you had a little French there. Jacqueline.
Well, thanks
everybody. Great to be at the table with you all, and it's
Awesome.
a pleasure to be bringing in the new year with the new panel. And as a street reporter, I look forward to kind of giving everybody a little bit of information about what's out there for all of us
Now,
to
you've
enjoy.
been out there already. So how's that been?
Yeah. Well, it's a great learning opportunity, but more so, I think that the whole purpose is that we're learning about the different genre of arts and culture, and the uniqueness of some of the people that are contributing to all of that in and around our area. So it's been a great pleasure, and I look forward to bringing more news to all of us.
And how about the feedback? I bet your people are loving that you're showing up to these events and supporting it this way.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think a little overwhelming for them as well. They're shy and saying, well, I'm not doing anything special or specific. But then as well, once we sort of engage them a little bit more, there's some pride in,
That's
you know,
awesome.
yeah.
That's so
it's,
great.
it's
As there
great.
should be.
That's
Yeah,
the problem,
absolutely.
right? You think what you're doing is not worth something.
Yes.
So it's nice to have this recognized and make people realize it is worth it.
Well, that's the whole thing with Arts
Yes.
Talk, right? Our whole mandate is to
Absolutely.
give artists of all types an opportunity to promote themselves in ways that maybe they never thought about promoting themselves
Absolutely.
before, and especially if
Absolutely.
they're a newer artist and they're looking for ways. This is why we have street reporters.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
great.
I think the other thing that's really engaging is that people are now providing references or referrals. Oh, you know, I
nice.
collaborate
Yep.
with this person, or gee, you should check out this event.
Yeah.
And so it's not just self-serving, which I think that it's very much, you know, we talk about volunteerism as well, and lots go into whether it's, you know, a drama production or behind the scenes. Even here we have, you know, additional people that aren't seen on camera. And I think acknowledging and thanking them as well is of value to all of us.
You're right.
I think that's fantastic, and that's, you know, we're talking about earlier on about community and supporting the community. I don't know if this isn't supporting the community in so many different ways.
Yeah.
I don't know what is, right? And I love this. This is going to be
It's great.
something. This is going to be something that's terribly exciting.
Well, and what I'm loving about it, because I'm not born and raised in Alberta, I love learning all this stuff here. Like when you guys are putting those things in there and the different events going on, I was like, I had no idea,
Yes.
because it doesn't get that much promotion about how much great artists
Yes.
we have here.
Even being from Alberta, learning about
Oh, there's so much you don't know about.
that's here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like you know, honestly, like even I've heard of people like this is a little extreme. I'm sorry to the viewers, but if you've never heard of the Fringe, and I've met people
Oh, yeah.
from here, they're like,
Oh,
wow.
what's that?
Wow.
Like what?
Yeah.
Well, I think that when people, you know, whether you are a foodie, for example, right? And so maybe you have a specific, you know, delicatessen that you like, so you're going to focus on that. Same in arts and culture, you know, if you're a dancer more so, then maybe you're not going to some of that musical theater, or maybe if you're not a classical musician, you're not going to some of those, you know, live jamming sessions or whatever. So through us and through our opportunities, especially as a street reporter, we're out there and just giving little snippets of what's going on.
Oh, and it's so exciting because I think, you know, as we mentioned back, I think in the show in March after we brought you guys on board, how 2018 is going to be such an exciting year for art and Arts Talk, because of the way now we can promote arts and culture with people out on the street, that we, you know, we'll get out to events as much as we can, but having the street reporters is awesome because you guys are out in the front lines per se and providing so much material.
And just one more question, like I guess you're gonna do some street reporting. Will you go viewing like painters as well and more of the sort of like actual artists that are
Yes,
making?
absolutely.
You're gonna do some
So
of that?
recently I had an opportunity to interview an individual that takes recycled t-shirts and is doing some amazing garden art with that
Oh,
as
nice.
well. Saying,
Garden
yeah,
art. Wow.
absolutely.
Garden art, that is
yes.
so how? Now
So-
see now I'm
yes.
like, where
Now
is
I'm
this
curious,
segment?
right?
And then I'm heading out to Wabamun actually, and I'll be
Yeah.
interviewing another artisan that takes sort of artifacts from your personal life
Oh, wow.
and turns it into a very personal piece.
I love
Cool.
it.
Wow.
So yes,
Ooh, I want her number.
Yeah,
That is
so-
so cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I think, and
Yeah.
as well, we also, you know, have talked to Canadian designers, so from a fashion industry perspective. And I mean, again, it really just is a blessing to be able to wrap it all up for everybody and tell you a little bit about arts and culture in and around the
That's
province.
awesome.
Yeah,
Well,
sure.
thanks so much, Jacqueline.
Yeah, thank you.
We're going to be talking to one of our other street reporters in a little bit on the show as well to introduce her. So we'll get to that when we get back. We'll go right back after this.
Nice.
This May 4th and 5th, come and experience a spectacular display of talent and creativity at the Ethno Fashion Gala. This captivating event features an amazing runway show, music, dance, and art that celebrates the culture and diversity of our local artists. This is an event guaranteed to keep you on the edge of your seat. After the runway show, stay for the Blast after party and enjoy the Shop the Runway event where you can shop the looks you just saw. The Ethno Fashion Gala takes place at the Boyle Street Plaza the evenings of May 4th and 5th. Tickets can be purchased through Eventbrite or you can purchase at the door, but be aware pre-purchase tickets are $5 less. You can buy for one evening or 2 nights. The price range for tickets is $25 to $45. Hope to see you at the Ethno Fashion Gala May 4th and May 5th.
May 14th to May 19th at the Walterdale, there's a play called David Lies Liza, directed by Emily Rutledge. It's an hour-long play, and the 2 shows are part of Cradle to Stage. May 14th to May 19th, you can catch Water Beneath Her Feet, which is written by Kristen M. Finley, and the cast includes Brittany Hintz, Wiley Johnston, Matt Boisvert, and Dale Wilson. Tickets can be purchased at www.walterdaletheatre.com.
For those of you who've been watching Arts Talk, you know that Cliff and I are involved in a show called Nightmare, upcoming at this year's Edmonton Fringe Festival, August 16th to the 26th. And it's a fully original show built from the ground up with dance, music, multimedia, lights, special effects. It's going to be exciting, so you want to make sure you attend Nightmare at the Fringe. The other thing that you're going to want to do is for the month of April, actually the last half of April, at all Fife and Deco locations, you can go there and purchase a cow pie, which is a type of apple pastry, and for every 6-pack that's purchased, $1 will go toward our show. As for those people that have been involved in the Fringe in the past, they'll know that it takes money to put on a show, so we need all the help that we can get. So make sure you stay tuned with Nightmare. Follow us on Facebook. Come out to the Edmonton Fringe 2018, August 16th to the 26th. We'll be at the Sugar Swing Ballroom, which is on 119th 80th Ave. We'll see you at the Fringe Festival.
Okay, a great event coming up here on May 1st. On the last episode of our Stocky Talk, you heard me speak about Chorus, Gateway Chorus, which is a barbershop chorus of about 50-odd women. Now, on May 1st, they're having a Friends and Family Night, and what that means is that it's a full and complete dress rehearsal in preparation for their contest coming up in Surrey at the beginning of May. Now, it's actually emceed by yours truly. I've done it for the last couple of years, and it's a fantastic event. You will get to see what actually is performance-ready music sung by 50 women, and it is an exhilarating experience to come and just sit in the stands and watch it, and to get a really good idea of what it's like to be in a chorus of that sort. And it's May 1st, it's in the evening. Now, here is the rub. The venue has not been confirmed yet, and the time has not been confirmed yet. So please do this. Go to gatewaychorus.com, all one word, gatewaychorus.com, or go to Facebook and search Gateway Chorus and look at their page. You will be very, very glad to be there, I promise you.
We're back. Hasn't this been fun so far?
Really fun.
It's fun having all of us together.
It is.
Except Marissa.
Except Marissa, that's true.
Because I miss her a little bit.
We do miss her. We do miss Marissa not being here. So, but as I said, she'll be back next month. She'll
That's
be
true.
here.
But you know what? We have someone in
We
the
do.
chair taking the place of where Marissa would maybe sit. This is Christine Maydew. Actually, I liked how you described your name. What was it?
My parents always taught me month of May, dew on the ground.
I love that. That's awesome.
Trying to get a shot of the outside.
Again,
Yeah.
right now, it's not
snowing while we're
looking
saying
good.
this, so.
We're still in April though, so it's okay.
Okay, Maydew, Maydew. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna
and-
touch wood on that. I feel like we're, yeah.
Oh, glass.
Yeah, there you go.
And Christine, you've done some musical theater, you've dabbled in film, and you are also one of our lovely street performers.
Street reporters.
Street reporters.
Sorry. I can be a street performer, whatever you want.
Nice. Can I report on it?
Film your next one.
And what was your name again? All right, Heidi.
Heidi.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry, I already
I
made a mistake early,
apologize.
so we're good. So the viewers are going, what are they talking about? That's a little bit of an inside joke from the audition. Heidi did. So anyway, Christine, welcome aboard as a street reporter.
Thank you.
And you have also been out getting a
Yes.
whole bunch of material for us.
Yes, it's
Wow.
incredibly fun.
It's incredible.
Is it what you expected it would be like, or more fun? Like,
More
are
fun.
you surprised?
More fun.
by-
More fun.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I wasn't expecting it to be. I thought I'd be a little bit more nervous.
Yeah.
Reaching out to people, but they've been very open and warm and.
Your segment's been great so far.
Thank
so.
you.
Yeah.
Yes, and sometimes just it happens randomly. Like recently, when I saw a show through East of 60 in Devon. I don't know if I can say the name.
Yes.
Skin Flick.
Yes.
It's this weekend. Well, it's coming up this weekend. It was hilarious, and I knew that you were friends with
Vicky Smith. Yeah, she's the director and producer.
Yes, but this show was so funny. I was like, this needs to have a segment. It needs to have a segment. So
I'm going to it on Friday.
yes,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So yeah, just randomly was like in the intermission. I was like, so I'm with Arts Talk.
Nice. Yeah, I got a quick text from Vicky.
Yeah,
That's so,
it's okay.
so nice.
Yeah, so it takes you places that you weren't necessarily expecting to go and meet people you weren't expecting to meet. And I really love it. It's really taking me to a whole new, exciting place in my life.
And you're so natural. Like so natural on there. It's
Thank you.
wonderful.
You know, honestly, like I would think it'd be kind of intimidating. Like I know you just said like you thought it'd be more nerve-wracking, but it's not. So that's nice.
I've been lucky though, because the first couple of interviews that I've done are people that I know.
Okay.
So they do make you feel a lot better. So and getting those skills and learning to get more confidence, and then I'll be able to go to an event and just right in the middle of it. Like East of 60 was amazing, but I'm thinking like I'd love to go to like a music concert or something, and then just.
And definitely.
Yes.
We'll be working on that. Still working with Bottom Line Productions, which has been part of Arts Talk for a while now. So we'll be promoting a lot of their events, and so there will be opportunities for us to look at some bigger events and things like that as we go. So
Yeah, it's very exciting.
No,
It's
it
very
is.
exciting, and it's awesome to be able to get out information about local artists and talent, and
yes, that's why we're here.
That's the thread of the show.
It
and
is
it's
so fantastic because there's so many great people out there, and this is such a great way to get them exposure. So.
Exactly. And then there's, I think there's a lot of things out there that I wouldn't know about if it wasn't for you guys. Like I wouldn't know. And now it's like I can make a list of things I want to go and see. So
The nice thing about it too, and again for our viewers, is these segments are being dropped onto the Arts Talk page on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So it keeps the show fresh in our viewers' minds as well, keeps them up to date on what's happening. So besides our show and the panel and guests that we'll have on the actual show, the street reporters are out there getting all sorts of wonderful content.
And that's a really good hint. Sorry, that's a really good hint to go to the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Just go to Facebook, search
You're
Arts.
good at the plug.
Search Arts Talk. Search Arts Talk. Hit the like button, and
Yes.
then watch this lovely lady interview some wonderful people.
Well, I just like it because it's such a good way, because we're sort of month to month for us. It's the perfect way because there's so much going on in that
There's lots
1
going
month time frame,
Yeah.
and you guys are covering it all and catching it all, which is amazing.
And it's getting busier and busier because we're heading into the spring and the summer, and so.
Festival time.
That's right.
Yes.
So what about personally? You working on something currently? Personally, that you can discuss?
This.
This. Nice.
This.
Do you have anything coming up that you're going out to do a street report on you could share with us, or do you not want to ruin the surprise?
I don't want to
wanna
ruin the
this is
surprise.
why I
There you go.
Well, see, I was
Keep the
giving it
viewers
to you
watching.
because I was kind of like,
Keep the
maybe
viewers
I'm ruining
watching.
something. So.
All right, so
Yeah.
so we got to wrap up, Christine.
Perfect.
But you're doing awesome, and again, for the viewers, watch out for Christine and other street reporters coming out. They might want to cover your event. If you want one of our street reporters to come to an event, just email us at artstalkedmonton@gmail.com. Or, as Cliff said, go to our Facebook page on Arts Talk and put a comment down. Hey, we have an event happening on these dates. And one of us or somebody will jump on it so that we can make sure we get out and cover it for you. And just quickly before I wrap up too, on the Facebook page, again, as Cliff mentioned, we're at over 500 likes now. We want to hit 1,000 likes by summer in the next couple months. So like it. If you haven't liked the page, go to Facebook, search Arts Talk.
Or else we'll torture
like
you.
that page. Or
And
else-
share it.
And share it.
if,
Share it all
if
over
you've
the
got
place.
lots of
You
friends
bet.
that are interested in the arts community, or you think should be interested because there's such great
Absolutely.
stuff going on.
You bet.
Share it.
Or Cliff will be knocking at your door. We'll be right back. We'll be right back after. We're back. It's great to have Christine and Jacqueline, two street reporters on the show.
Awesome.
Great for our viewers. Again, if you want to come out or have us come and cover an event, email us, artstalkedmonton@gmail.com, or jump onto that Facebook page, right, Cliff? Arts Talk on Facebook.
And Instagram.
And Instagram.
Yeah,
Instagram as well. Make sure you get onto that. So, we have another show coming up next month. We have another topic we're going to talk about.
Right.
So, we're going to talk about books. We're going
Nice.
to talk about reviews. Heidi. Let's talk about books.
I'm so excited.
And I also want to talk about reviews as not only as they pertain to books, but as they pertain to shows and film and all that kind of stuff. Is it worth doing a review? Is it worth listening to reviewers on and on and on? We're going to have fun with that, I think. And we'll have Marissa as well.
And Marissa as well, exactly. So
Yeah.
I think it'll be fun.
Yeah. I want to start jumping into it like right now.
I know, don't you want to
But
just...
we gotta
I
wait.
know.
We gotta wait.
We want our viewers to tune back in.
Yes.
I can start the antagonistic part of it.
Why do you get to start?
Well, I don't know the antagonistic part.
No, why?
Listen, you want to be antagonistic?
Maybe I want to
Let's
start.
go.
Maybe I'm being the antagonizer. I feel like I should.
She is the antagonist.
She is.
She
That's
just does
why
it
Terry's
off.
here.
She does it off camera all the time. So nobody.
I would never.
Everybody thinks she's
Our
a
viewers don't see
sweet
what
person.
happens
I know.
behind the scenes.
I
I
know.
would never.
Right.
Yeah. And you think Terry is just a baker. Do you know that Terry, and I think the viewers should know, Terry said she was going to bring donuts
Right.
for this particular show. First show with a panel. But do you see donuts on the table? I don't. Heidi, Cliff, do you see
I
donuts?
think her exact words was,
Just
"I
not
thought
to
about
eat."
baking donuts for you guys, but you're such a bunch of jackasses that I
It
just
might have
decided
been.
not to."
That's might have been.
I would never say that.
Not on camera, you wouldn't.
Plus, I could make sure I licked the one that you would have. Just so you don't actually know what would have been in the donut.
Now I already do.
Yeah, behind the scenes.
Just for yours.
So we expect that there will be baking on the table for next
Done.
show, Terry.
And we'll all review it.
Donut?
Well, yes, we'll
Oh,
review
really?
it. That's part of
Well,
that whole
but this
panel
is a
discussion.
review
It's a
show.
review, so we'll review the baking as well. That's
Find a good donut shop.
Gotta find a good donut shop.
So it's been fun. Our first
Been a
panel
good time.
show.
Yeah.
It's been fun. So
Absolutely.
hopefully our viewers enjoy it. If you have a suggestion, by the way, that you want the panel to maybe look at and talk about, also send it our way. As we said earlier, we want to get our Arts Talk page up to over 1,000 likes.
Yes.
So we have our work cut out, but our viewers have their work cut out too.
And we've all been really nice now.
Yeah, we're being really nice now.
Except for her off camera.
Yeah, Terry's
But sooner or
probably
later-
the worst off camera.
Sooner or later, the on camera is gonna happen.
Mr. Torture Man over here.
Yeah.
We'll just see what happens next week, Cliff. We'll see what happens
Yeah.
next week, Cliff.
Donuts. We expect donuts.
We donuts, bacon.
Without donuts,
Next
I'm
show,
not-
I should-
Next show, not next week. Yeah.
It's all one big blur.
Where are my
to me now.
donuts?
It's all one big blur.
We'll all be sitting here waiting for our donuts.
Same time next week.
So, and as mentioned, keep watching the Arts Talk page as well, because our street reporters are constantly putting new segments up. So there's always something fresh and new to see. And we want to come out to your events as much as possible. Terry's over here stretching trying to
Chair, I'm stiff.
trying to grab her phone. You can see we're going to have a lot of fun with this panel. The other thing that we want to talk about, because we are shooting at the Common Ground Community Cafe,
Yes.
for those of you that were maybe part of the live audience or who have watched the show that we recorded here, Terry likes to make an entrance from the bathroom. So we didn't do that on this particular show. We kept her at the table. So you can kind of see the personalities, and you'll see them as we grow further in the show. Everybody's different personalities.
Personality or bodily function?
One and the same.
And next week,
You kind of jumped on that one,
and
Heidi.
next week we'll buy a new T-shirt for Heidi. It'll say Terry on it.
Yeah, and you're Bill and I'm Cliff.
And I'm gonna get a blonde wig and we'll do this. We'll switch things up.
Can you please wear a blonde wig next time?
I think you should go different colors. I think maybe like.
Blonde's not his color, is what you're
No,
saying.
you could pull off blonde, but I feel like that's go like that nice cool gray color that's it. You know,
So
that
what,
like.
what do you mean?
No, the wig.
Oh, the wig.
please.
Okay.
I don't want you to burn your scalp. Get away.
First of all, it does take.
So bad. See, the
I
off,
gotta go. It's past my
see
bedtime.
Well, on that note-
the off camera Terry's coming on camera now.
On that note, it's been fun.
It's been fun.
It
That's
has.
another edition and first edition of our panel show on Arts Talk. All right, everybody. We'll see you next month.
Bye.